want to talk about some notable fights that are upcoming. And August the 12th, you have Anthony Joshua, 25-3, 22 knockouts, going up against Dillian White, 29-3, with 19 knockouts on the zone. And Anthony Joshua was a name that just kind of fell off the radar to me. And I guess he's trying to get back in the mix. So, I mean, you still have interest in seeing him fight? Do you think he can still be a champion?
I think, okay, those are two different questions. All right, Quincy, those are two different questions. Am I still interested in seeing him fight? Yes. Do I still think he could be a champion? Maybe. But he could still bring an exciting fight. And that fight, it has the potential to be explosive. I mean, that fight coming up, whereas a lot of people don't seem to care about it, it's like an also was fight listed. That has potential to be highlight reel fight. That has potential to be fight of the year as far as excitement goes. Just doesn't matter as much. No one seems to care about it, which is funny because what weight are they?
They're heavy.
Exactly. That used
Anything
to be
can happen
the
in that
only
in the heavy.
thing. And that also was the thing that no one cared about anything but heavyweights. Now, the heavyweight people are like, yeah, whatever. Times have changed.
Yeah. And
I think it's going to be an exciting fight.
Yeah, and they're big heavies. So
yeah, don't ask me to pick a winner there because it's whoever lands first. You know.
I mean, it's crazy that White is 6'4", and that's considered short to some boxers. That's to heavyweight boxers. That's crazy. These guys are coming in 6'6" and up now.
Yeah, it's funny because I'm okay. Yeah, you're gonna make me admit this. I'm 6'4.5". I was 6'5", but I'm old now, and apparently I've shrunk half an inch. And I've argued with my doctor about this, but he says it happens. But for all intents and purposes, I've been 6'5" my entire adult life. And as you know, I've been going to the Boxing Hall of Fame for the induction ceremonies for 20 plus years. And I have met everybody in the sport my whole life. Anybody you can imagine. And now I'm finally meeting people bigger than me. I was always bigger than all my heroes. I would meet George Foreman. And it's like, well, I'm going to meet big George Foreman. Oh my God, I'm bigger than George Foreman. I'm going to meet, Ken Norton was bigger than me, but he was a rare exception. Nowadays, I'm seeing these guys. There's guys showing up there, these young fighters that are light heavyweights, cruiserweights that are bigger than me. It's a different world, man. It's wild.
It is.
And these guys you being 4'7", I don't know how you would stack
up. Almost 4'7", but yeah, it is completely different. And I remember just one of the times I accompanied you and Kevin to the Boxing Hall of Fame, and you all met. We're talking to Riddick Bowe, and I remember seeing Riddick Bowe standing next to you, and I'm like, God, Brian's big.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a big dude.
So I completely get it, man. I completely get it. But these guys now are just they're something else, and doesn't mean they can fight, but they're big. And I
gotta tell the Riddick Bowe story. Mm-hmm. Years ago, I was at an event and I had a great picture taken of me and Riddick Bowe together, and I blew it up to 8x10 because I figured I wanted to have him sign it eventually because it's a really nice picture of me and him together. And when I ran into him, and I think it was the year you were there, and I walked up to him and, Rick, how you doing? And he's like, hey, how you doing? And I show him the picture. I say, hey, could you sign this for me? And he says, he goes, man, I want a copy of this picture. I'm like, I'll get you a copy of it. I'll send you one. He's like, yeah, I mean, look at it. I look good. I look so... You're ugly. But
yeah, I remember good. That. I remember that.
I love Riddick. What a guy. Such a nice guy.
So, yeah, that was cool seeing him in person. And, all right, so another fight that I think is going to be really explosive. Emmanuel Navarrete and Oscar Valdez. That's going to be on ESPN August the 12th. Navarrete, 37-1 with 31 knockouts. Valdez, 31-1, 23 knockouts.
The fact that that's on regular ESPN should make every boxing fan thank their lucky stars. Thank the boxing gods that this is not a pay-per-view fight. This is on regular ESPN, folks.
Yeah.
This is better than anything they've been trying to peddle you on pay-per-view in 10 years.
Yeah, this is going to be a great fight. So not even ESPN Plus, regular old ESPN.
Regular ESPN like it used to be back in the day.
Yeah.
And this is, if you were to ask me name of like 5 fights that I would pay to see on TV, I mean, I'd pay to see a lot of them live, but to pay to see on TV, that would have been one I'd have put on the list.
Mm.
That was the caliber of a pay-per-view type fight, and it's on regular ESPN. I mean, that's amazing.
Yeah, so that looks good. That looks good. And then the week after that, on the 19th, Artur Beterbiev and Callum Smith is going to be on ESPN. So Beterbiev, 19-0, 19 knockouts. He's very efficient. And Smith, 29-1 with 21 knockouts.
Who, for a long time, people were touting as the future. You know, a lot of people had a lot invested in Callum, and now he's being put into a test where I believe he's going in as the underdog.
I'm pretty sure he is.
which is interesting. But don't count him out. I mean, watch, he'll get knocked out in 20 seconds, right? But he's got the skill and the talent to have a chance. It's an interesting fight. Not as excited about that as the one the week before, as you can tell. But it'll be a great fight.
Yeah, and both on ESPN, so we both get to see them. And the last one I'll mention is ESPN Plus on August 26th, and it's Alexander Usyk and Daniel Dubois. I'm not familiar with Daniel Dubois. He's 19-1, 18 knockouts, and Usyk is 20-0, 13 knockouts. And so I kind of wish. I kind of course, we want the belts to get unified, I guess. At least I do. That's just always exciting to me. I don't know who this Dubois is. He can kind of mess things up if he can. I don't, like I said, I've never seen him fight. I'm assuming, as a heavyweight, you're going to have a puncher's chance. But
you're gonna, especially against a Usyk, who, as great as he is, and probably the most skilled, but he's not the biggest. Dubois, wasn't he the lieutenant governor? Benson Dubois?
Benson Dubois. You went back to the 80s on that one with what's his name? Robert Guillaume.
Benson Dubois. He was Dubois, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was.
Love that show.
Yeah. I almost said Ben Vereen, but yeah, Robert Guillaume. So, all right.
Usyk's a great fighter. Usyk's got the problem that worked against him and continues to work against him is that nobody knows who he is, because he really came to fruition during COVID when no one could go to fights or watch fights, or no fights were scheduled. Those were his prime years. I'm not trying to compare. No hate mail, folks. I am not comparing him to Muhammad Ali in any way, shape, or form as what he did, other than the fact that he lost the 2 prime years of his career.
Okay. All right. And so, I look forward to seeing that fight and figuring out who Benson's grandson is. And
roughing the passer, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down. Roughing the passer, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.